What's up guys and welcome back to my channel, and today's video is going to be what if Naruto was in Otsutsuki part 2. So the last time where we left off was when Naruto was kidnapped and Minato was trying to make the kidnapper let Naruto go. So let's get back into it. So Naruto has just woken up and he is now crying because someone has a kunai to his neck and he's threatening his father that he's going to hurt him. This is when Naruto then shows this and he pits the guy under a genjutsu. And oh yeah, and Hagoromo also told Naruto he told Minato the powers of this Sharingan, the Rainy Sharingan. And since he told him that, now since he told him that he told him the powers of that he knows of, the powers of the Rainy Sharingan. So yeah, because he doesn't know all the powers, but he told him the powers that he know of. You know, the Infinite Super Yomi. And okay guys, I'm back. Someone just came into my room, annoying a person that annoys me a lot, and I told them to get out, and they did. Sorry about that. So now Naruto has put on his running Sharingan. Oh, and if you hear that, just know I'm peeling something off because I'm gonna eat it. So he's awakened his running Sharingan, and now Naruto puts the guy under a genjutsu. This genjutsu is strong. The genjutsu makes him seize his worst fear. And seeing how it's making him see his fears, the kunai is no longer to his neck, it's to Naruto's neck. But the guy started walking back because guys, the guy was standing on the guy who was holding Naruto hostage was standing on the gate of Konoha, and he was walking back and he fell. Yep, he fell. That was it. He fell, and that killed him. So Naruto looks down and sees that guy just walked behind him. I mean, that was holding him hostage. Just decided to kill himself. And now all the guys don't know what to do because their leader just died. So this is when Naruto then tells his dad that he's scared. That he's scared and he wants him to get down from there. This is when Minato then says, "Don't worry, Naruto, I'll get you down." This is where I'm gonna pause the video real quick. Okay, I'm back guys. So Naruto asks Minato if he can get him down. Minato says he's coming to get Naruto. This is when all of the Anbu then come and arrest the guys who attack Konoha. After that, Minato got Naruto down and he said, "Naruto, take the chakra out of your eyes." This is when Naruto then says, "Okay, I'll try." As his running Sharingan turns off. And now the council has their meeting again because they were rudely interrupted. Minato has just then Minato has now came to has came to the council room after putting Naruto to sleep after the day he just had. Minato then sighs and says, "Okay, let's continue." As they have a long talk, and this is when Minato yells out, "No, I'm not having this." As one of the council members then say, okay guys, I'm back. As one of the council members then say, "Minato, we have no choice." As Minato then says, "No, I'm not letting you put my son in the CRA." As one of the council members then says, "Minato, we have no choice. He is an otsutsuki, and we don't know if this will affect the shinobi world or not. And if we do this, whatever kid he has his children with, they will be much more powerful than any normal clan member." And he said, this is when now Minato then says, "I don't care. You're not putting my son in the CRA." And that's final. As they then show a law by the first Hokage saying that this is a rule and you don't have a choice. As Minato then sits down, clutching his fist with an angry look on his face. And as he finally then gives up and says, "Fine, I'll allow it for now." So Minato then tells Kushina about this, as she gets angry at Minato because she just allowed this. And okay guys, I'm gonna pause for like a few seconds because I'm eating, so yeah. Okay guys, I'm back. And now, and Minato has, and where I left off was, Minato told Kushina about putting Naruto in the CRA and his future kids because, he's an otsutsuki and well, he's an otsutsuki and because of, being a otsutsuki, what their heritage is basically like, it makes for them they don't care really. That's them. Otsutsuki, this Naruto Otsutsuki, he's kind of like other Otsutsukis because he can't feel emotion to other people. Like, he can't really feel emotions to people that he doesn't care about. Like, if he doesn't care about you, he's just going to kill you. That's it. So, yeah. Kushina yelled at Minato about, Naruto. About Naruto being put in the CRA and his kid being put in the CRA in the future. So, yeah. Naruto doesn't know that he's in the CRA because, he's just a child. And this is when, Jesus Christ, no one knocks. Sorry y'all, that was my cousin. She retarded, so yeah, she on that good stuff, like, that good crack. So So yeah, back to the video. So, uh, so Minato has just, so Minato is just on the floor. Well, he's on his 2 knees. You know how people be sitting down in anime at the table? You know, sitting on their legs? Sitting on their legs. He's sitting on his legs, looking down while Kushina is scolding him. And, you know, so now Minato is, so after Minato got scolded for what happened, Kushina told Minato that he had to sleep on the couch for 3 days because of that. But she did say that. But Kushina did say that be happy that it's only for 3 days and not 3 weeks, because that's what it was gonna be. So now, now that Minato is in trouble. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. That was my family being very loud. So I had to tell them to quiet down a little bit. So now Minato. So Naruto has just woken up and he sees that Minato is sleeping on the couch, and this is when he wakes Minato up. Sorry about that, guys. Saying, Dad, why aren't you in the room with mommy? This is when Minato then says, mommy needs to be alone for a little while. Okay, Naruto? As Naruto then said, okay. As he then went back to sleep, and Minato went back to sleep, it's now the next day. And it's their birthday. Well, it's their birthday. Because I'll say Mito is the oldest. She is turning 6 to 7, and Menma is turning 5 to 6, and Naruto is going from 3 to 4, because that's it. So yeah, now no, because their parents want to kind of keep it simple. They want to kind of have their birthday on the same day for right now, and that's it. Because that's it. Until Mito turns 8, until Mito turns 8, that's when she's gonna have her own birthday, on the day that she was actually born. And that goes for Menma and Naruto as well. So this is when, oh yeah, and Menma is also a girl. I'll just say that Menma is also a girl. So it's 2 girls and 1 boy. That's it. So now, so Menma goes to the academy now, since she's 8, and leaving her 2 siblings behind, because all they do now, because while they wait for their sister to get home, is Naruto, he just sits there. He stands there at the door waiting for his sister. Literally, he would sit and stand there waiting for Mito to come back. But Menma would do the same, but she'll get tired or hungry, so she wouldn't stay there for that long. But Naruto, he would stay there even though he's hungry. Even though he's tired or something, he would honestly just stay there until Mito gets back. When this first happened, this is when, Naruto was this is when Mito went to school for the first time and to the academy, and as she is in the academy, Naruto as she's in the academy, Naruto then says Naruto has been standing there and sometimes sitting at the door waiting for Mito to come back. He stood there not eating anything. He did eat breakfast, but lunch he didn't eat because Kashina went out shopping for more food and leaving, and seeing how Naruto can stay by the house by himself because they trust him. They trust Naruto. But Menma, she went with her mom because she didn't really want to be alone. So this is when Minato then comes back from work earlier than usual because because she wants to get a break. And this is when he saw Naruto sitting there at the door waiting. Waiting. It looks like he was waiting at least. This is when Minato asks Naruto, "What are you doing here?" This is when Naruto then says, I'm waiting for Mito to come back." As Minato is surprised by this and says, Naruto, you don't have to wait for her to come back, right?" As Naruto then says, "Yeah, I know, but I just want to sit here and wait." Well, this is when Minato asks, "Naruto, did you eat anything?" As Naruto then said, "No, I didn't eat at all." As Minato then thinks Naruto must be starving. So this is when he says, "Come on, Naruto, let's go get some ramen." As Naruto then says, "But I want to wait until, but I'm going," this is when Naruto then asks, "But I'm going to wait until, but I want to stay here and wait until Mito comes back." As Naruto, as Minato then sighs and says, "Fine, I will make ramen myself." He doesn't make ramen. He makes a sandwich for the both of them, and this is when Naruto eats the sandwich, and so does Minato, sitting next to Naruto. As Naruto then says, as he's done before Minato, as he then says, "Dad, are you slacking off of work again?" As Minato then says, "No, Naruto, I'm not slacking off of work. It's lunch, so I came here to visit you and eat." But mommy went shop. This is when Naruto then says, "But mommy went shopping, and your lunch is normally at 12, because I'll just say Minato is the Hokage, so he has to get to the Hokage office earlier than usual. So he then goes to. So this is when he then says. This is when Naruto then says, "Your lunch is usually at 12 and ends before 1:10. And right now it's 1:33. As Minato is surprised that he knows when his lunch starts and when it ends. So this is when Kushina, she was right outside the door. and she listened to the whole conversation but before that, Minato then says, I have no Naruto, I have no idea what you mean. As Kushina knows that Minato is lying, so she barges in and yells out, Minato. As Minato sees Kushina, and he automatically gets scared because she knows that Naruto is right. When his lunch starts, it's 12, and before it's 12, and before it ends, and when it ends, it's 1:10. So seeing how now she knows that Naruto is right, she knows that Minato was just slacking off, and and now Minato is like, he's scared because now his wife found out that he was slacking, because he kind of was. And this is when Naruto then says, hi ma, welcome back home. As she then says, as she has a whole face change, she then has a whole face change and says, hi Naruto, a good evening. As she then, she smiled at Naruto saying good evening and all that. As she then looked back at Minato with an angry look on her face. As Naruto then looks, and as she then looks and sees that the door just opened again, and it's and it was 1:33, but now it's 2:05, as Mito just came back home. And now Naruto says, Mito, you're back. Welcome back. As Naruto then says, he says that, and Mito says, look, as Mito then says, hello to you too, Naruto. Oh yeah, just to let y'all know, Mito isn't that far age from Itachi's, because I'll just say that Mito is like, I'll say she's like 1 or 2 years younger than Itachi, so they're kind of the same age, kinda. So Naruto then asks Mito and Memma if he would like to play. As Mito then says, okay, let me do my homework real quick and we'll go play. After Mito did her homework, she then goes and play with her siblings. Now, and time skip to when Naruto is now 8, as he's introducing himself to Naruto, he didn't really want to go to the academy because he was scared that people might look at him different, because Naruto, he looked like this when he was about 4, but now he looks like this because now he still does kind of look like this, but there'll be another time skip soon. So he introduces himself to the class as his horns start to really show, his horns, and this is when people asked if he was in the Hyuga clan, and he said no, I'm Naruto. As now as they changed Naruto's name to Naruto Otsutsuki, because as Naruto wondered why they did this, because this is when Minato says that's because he knows about, because he knows something that you're not ready to know yet, Naruto, but I will tell you it in the future. Because Minato is kind of keeping the secret from Naruto that he's basically a power-hungry god, and that's it. So, another time skip, as Naruto is 13, and this is how he looks like. And I'm not gonna lie, Naruto gets more fangirls than Sasuke. Oh yeah, and the Uchiha massacre never happened, because Minato is alive in this one, and he found out how to go around it. So yeah, now Naruto is with his mom and dad, as Naruto is with his mom and dad, and it's basically the last day of the academy. Naruto, he always passes with flying colors. Like, Naruto is a prodigy, and like like Naruto is so smart that they were planning to already make him like a chonin, or something below a jonin, because like that's basically how smart Naruto is, and how incredible that he is in his fighting techniques, and how quickly he picks up on stuff. But the most interesting thing that they really like about Naruto is that he doesn't need to use hand signs to do anything. All he needs to do is just look. All he needs to do is just, do it. All he really needs to do is look at someone else do it, and that's it. Like, he doesn't really need to use hand signs. That all he has to do is just see someone else do it, and he can do it as well. So Naruto is like, he's ripped. He looks like this guy. His horns grew. And Naruto, ever since Naruto was 6, like when Naruto turned 6, he's been hearing voices. And every time those voices wake him up at night, he always hears them coming from the moon. As he looks at the moon, but there's nobody there. And when he does look at the moon, the voices stop talking. He did ask who was this, and the voice didn't say anything, or said you'll know in the future, or it just said that, or it just said we are the same. And we all know who that is. That's just Kaguya speaking, because Kaguya. Naruto is now. Naruto is, he Naruto graduated with flying colors, as Sasuke. Oh yeah, and Sasuke, he isn't like an emo guy or anything. Naruto, Sasuke actually has a happy personality and all that stuff. Like he doesn't really care about much of anything. He's just happy the way that things are now. So now that Naruto is, so this is when so Naruto doesn't have the Kyuubi, but he put his chakra to, but he did put the chakra to his siblings' mind while they weren't looking, and he's been talking to the Kyuubi, as Naruto then told his parents that he can do that, and he also, as well, it was one day where Naruto was 8. Hold on. As Naruto then barged into the council room, because Naruto is kind of allowed in the council room, whenever he needs help with something. So Naruto is in the council room, has just barged in the council room, saying he was able to talk to the Kyuubi through his siblings' own mind. As they were surprised by this, but the one thing that they were especially surprised about is that Naruto just said that if he wanted to, he too can make his own Kyuubi. As he then told his dad that he wanted to make one. As he told his dad that he wanted to make one, and that he begged him, like Naruto said he wanted to make one, and he begged Minato if he can make a Kyuubi for himself. So that way when Mito is away, he has someone to play with other than his other sibling, Menma. So there. So Minato has always said no when Naruto has asked if he can make a Kyuubi, because he knows that if Naruto can make a Kyuubi, then who knows what that Kyuubi could do. As Naruto is now, as back to the present day, as Naruto then does something, he then says, as Naruto, he don't just does what they do. He doesn't do hand signs, but he just says, he breaks his hand, puts it on the floor, and says, summoning jutsu. And this is when, a tiny frog appears. Well, no, not a frog. A bird, like a phoenix type of bird that's small, kind of. Like a size of a baby bird. That's a baby bird, but it's a phoenix. Like a phoenix baby bird. And it appears on Naruto's shoulder. As they're all like, how did he just do that? But they all know that Naruto is like everyone in the village know that Naruto is of a different being, and they know that no one is allowed to ever talk about Naruto's heritage or his clan, because if they do, that's instant death. Oh yeah, but Naruto, he does have a lot of trust in people. So if someone told him to do something, he's gonna do it. Which leads us to the part of where Otsutsuki tells Naruto to steal a scroll. As Naruto then does it. And this is when, Iruka comes and this is when, he tells Naruto about his heritage and like what his clan is of. So Naruto is surprised of this because he never knew of his clan, or why his parents named him Otsutsuki. So when Naruto heard about this, his eyes widened. As Minato then came and he tried to Rasengan Otsutsuki, but he was able to do a shadow clone, and the shadow clone took the hit for him. But he did leave the scroll, and he left just with the information that he had about Naruto, and that was it. As Minato and Danzo ordered to follow to make sure Otsutsuki doesn't spill anything. As Minato then says, Naruto, I know you have Minato is kind of crouching with his hands out, walking to Naruto slowly, saying, Naruto, I know you have a lot of questions, but we can all answer this when we get home. As Naruto looks up at Minato, and he's walking back because now that he knows about his heritage, he knows that if he wanted to, he would destroy Minato. So this is when Naruto then runs away. As he runs away into the forest because he said that he didn't want to hurt Minato. Minato has been trying to convince Naruto that he wasn't going to hurt him or anybody else. This is when Minato called Jiraiya, seeing how Naruto liked Jiraiya a lot. So since he called Jiraiya was kind of able to talk Naruto out of him thinking he was going to hurt someone or steal their chakra and kill them. As Naruto, he doesn't want to be like his clan. Like now that he knows about his clan and what they normally do and how they normally feel towards other people and other species, Naruto doesn't want to do that to his clan. He doesn't want to be like them. Nor does when he have kids, he doesn't want them to end up like. So, okay guys, I'm back. I just have to do something real quick. So Naruto says that he doesn't want to be like his clan, and he wants to be different. As Minato calmed Naruto down, saying, "Don't worry, Naruto, you're not like your clan, and they won't come to you, and they won't do anything to you. We'll make sure." As this calmed Naruto down a little bit, but he still doesn't want to be around people knowing that he can hurt them or take their chakra away and kill them, because he knows that his clan are power-hungry people So whatever they do, whatever Naruto does is going to affect his clan and people in Konoha. So now Naruto then is, he's with his siblings, and he's with his dad, and he's with his dad, his mom and dad, his siblings, and they're all having, and Jiraiya is there as they're all eating, and this is when Naruto then says this. This is when Naruto says, "Dad, can I make a Kyuubi now?" As Minato then spits out his drink, saying, Naruto, Naruto then says, Come on, Dad, I've been asking you for a while now, and my birthday is coming up, please." As Minato then sees Naruto making the Kyuubi, and it also ending up like the Nine Tails, as he doesn't really want that to happen, but and Jiraiya is thinking what, and Jiraiya then says, well, not Jiraiya, Minato then says, Naruto, how about we talk about this another time? Me, Jiraiya, and your mother is going to talk about this, okay, Naruto? As he then says, okay. Naruto then goes to his room after he was done eating his dinner, and he goes to sleep, brushes his teeth, take a shower, and goes to sleep like normal people. As Jiraiya then says, "You're really not gonna let me make a Kyuubi, are you?" As Minato then says, "What choice do I have? He's gonna keep asking me. It's rather he's gonna keep asking me, or he might do it himself. And if he does do it himself, I don't know what's going to happen to him." So Minato then he then talks this over with Jiraiya and Kushina as it's now Naruto's birthday. And Naruto has just turned, Naruto has just turned 14. Sorry about that, guys. Someone just came into my room because these people do not knock. Because I live in a black family, so, people don't really knock. So Naruto is, he's now it's now Naruto's birthday and he's turning 14. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering about the tuning exams, well, Gaara, he didn't turn out the psychopath that he didn't turn out as the psychopath that happened because, Naruto and him kind of got along and so did his siblings. So they hanged out a lot. So the tuning exams went as normal, but, Gaara didn't go ham on everybody and the Sand Village didn't betray them. And when Orochimaru did try to attack and take Naruto was able to defend himself. So, yeah. As now, Naruto, as it's his birthday and, and about the Zabuzu trip, Haku is going to be a girl in this one, and her and Naruto they get along, and so does Zabuzu get along with all the other adults. So yeah, because they now live in Konoha. Naruto is not, like I said, it's Naruto's birthday, and this is when Minato then says, "Okay, Naruto, I'm allowing this only once, and that's it, okay? I'm allowing you to create your own Kyuubi, and that's it. Okay, Naruto?" As Naruto then says, "Okay, okay, Dad, I get it." So now, Naruto is going to make his Kyuubi, as they were kind of expecting it to be small, but it was the same size as the Kyuubi he made it was kind of the same size as Kurama, but 10 times bigger. And instead of having, one tails or two tails or something like that, it has 12. It's the 12-tailed beast, as it was a wolf, and it was a really energetic 12-tailed beast, as its fur was black, but its eyes were red. The fur was black, his eyes were black, and the eyes were black, but on the eyes were black. The eyes are black, but the pupils are red, and sometimes when it turns night, its eyes would turn white. So yeah, but that would only be when it's angry, or when it's angry, when it's really mad or pissed off. So yeah. Now Naruto is, oh yeah, just to let y'all know, part 3 will be coming out soon. So yeah. So now I'm going to use cliffhanger no jutsu, and I will see y'all all next time. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Goodbye to y'all.